okay, this is part 2. It got cut off accidentally, so now we're just at part 2. So what I was saying is my biggest fear with my sister is that we wouldn't have a body, that she would be kidnapped, brutally murdered, something, because the way she was living her life in New York City in low-income housing, which, by the way, she manifested. You know, she was able to get, it's very hard to get low-income housing apartment in Manhattan. I mean, she's in Manhattan, right? And she's very stylish. She always looked like a model, but she was so thin, like different from me.
Yeah.
I'm more athletic built, and she was like this little skinny mini thing. Anyway, so, but she actually died in the house I grew up in, and that, we can all look at it like, oh, that's tragic, or can we look at it like, that was the greatest relief of my life, is to know we had a body and to know it was her. Now, I hadn't seen her in a long time, so I had to fly back home, and all I kept saying is, let me see her, let me see her, let me see her body. She had a closed casket because she was an organ donor, and so it was horrifying to see her in the coffin. But the accentuate the good, she got to die at home in that house. And that I am so grateful for, like beyond belief, is again divine intervention, right? And a divine gift and a blessing in disguise. So I never have to live with, oh gosh, where is she? You know? And so now I know. And again, her soul and spirit, I believe in all that stuff anyway. She's so much happier. So I just keep wanting everyone listening and to remind you and I that there are always magical, miraculous blessings in what we think is a crisis or tragedy or hardship. You see this? That it ended up bringing you and Walter closer. Didn't it? Yes.
Yeah, it did.
And did you feel this sense of like, wow, he must really care about me if he's going to be here for me? Even in retrospect.
Yeah.
Did you remember?
I definitely felt that way. I felt like this is like too good to be true. Like really, like you still want to like try to make this work after everything I've done. Like really, you must really, really love me.
Yeah, say it again. You must really what? Say it again. You must really.
I was like, you must really, really love me. Like, you know, it was definitely hard to believe because I couldn't love myself. So I'm like, how could this person love me after everything I've done, after all the lies I think, like, you know, like, it's really, are you kidding? No, you
right, but your higher self was believing it at some level. Isn't that true?
Right.
Okay.
And so, I was just, it was cool. I don't know. Still to this day, I'm like, dang, like, I can't believe we made it. Like, you know?
Yes, but the saying goes, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And I say, you know, what doesn't kill us makes us more powerful, self-loving, and brilliant.
Right.
You know, and that's why you're here, to share your amazing story, to inspire others and get re-inspired yourself by going, wow, because we have to do this. We have to actually train for this. Is we have to go, wow, I'm pretty freaking awesome.
Right.
Like to think where you've been and where you have come, you know, and where you are today. Aren't you? Can't you just be aren't you proud of yourself? Come on, girl.
I'm definitely
be
proud.
honest.
I'm super proud. We have our own place, you know, like, and my daughter's here with me, and we're living life, you know, and it's really cool. I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm genuinely happy.
Yeah, and you're very fortunate because you told me he's working full time, and so you get to be home with your daughter now and take care of this baby on the way. Right,
exactly.
How beautiful! What a blessing that is. How you know, honestly, how many women would, you know, no, like to be funny, how many women would die for that opportunity? A lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, okay, damn. I'm loving Walter right now. I'm like, all right, you know what? Get off the podcast. Let me talk to Walter, okay? No, I'm just kidding. Right? Oh, you know why? I gotta say it. I'm like, damn, Walters needs to be coaching my man Chris Brown. Get Chris's butt in gear, you know? Okay.
I know.
Right? Like Walter could really help Chris Brown out. Because I'm like, Chris, you're killing yourself. We got to, no, I'm not going to rescue him or save him. But I'm like, this is about the empowerment of like really digging deep and really loving ourselves unconditionally on the inside, regardless, by the way, if anyone else loves us. If we can love ourselves and really have that, then we're only more lovable anyway, because that's all Walter wanted from you. Underneath it, he wanted you to love and respect yourself so you could get on with it. Right? And so this is all, okay, so that's wake up. Wow, that is huge wake up call. And now you're listening, but then let's keep going. You went through that, but you continued to use. So when did it escalate from just the pot and alcohol to the crystal meth, to meth? When did that happen?
It happened like when I had moved from Palmdale, because I was living in Palmdale for a while, and my mom could no longer afford the rent because she's an in-home caretaker. And her patient that she's taking care of eventually had passed away. So, money was tight, and of course we had to move from Palmdale. And we moved from Palmdale to California City. And for those who don't know, California City is like, it's past Palmdale, past Lancaster, past Roseman and the Mojave Desert and everything like that. And California City may sound like, oh, California City in California, like it may sound cool, but it's really not. It's like this really small dirt town, and it's just like everybody knows everybody, and it's just really like, it's just desert, and a lot of older retired people live there, and it's right next to the Edwards Air Force Base. So there's a lot of people there who work in the Army, live there too. And it's just very, very small. And because of how small it is, nobody really is inspired to get up and do anything. So instead, everybody just drinks and smokes, and this is like an everyday thing for them, especially in my age group. That's basically all they do. And when I wound up moving there, of course, I ran into some people that I had met who I thought were really, really cool. And at first, I thought all they did was drink and smoke. But then when I started hanging out with them more and more, I definitely got to know the real story behind it all. And they were doing crystal, and my curiosity, it was just like, what the heck? What the heck? How bad could it be? Type thing. And at the time, even before I had moved to California City, I was hanging out with another girl, and she was doing coke, so I was doing coke occasionally, And once I found crystal meth, crystal meth kind of just took the whole cake, and I was just like, oh, like, I love this, I like this feeling, this jittery, uppity energy type, like, that was me. And I fell in love with it. As soon as I tried it, I fell in love with it. And it was all downhill from there.
So where's Walter now? You moved, so right, where's Walter? Because this is after the baby dies. Yeah.
Yeah. Walter's at home. Again, like, we were arguing, and everything like that.
But he moved with you. So the both of you moved there together?
Yeah, see, what happened was he had his own place in Palmdale.
Okay.
And everything like that. And, because of all the arguing and stuff like that, it wasn't stable. So I wound up just leaving with my mom.
Okay. I gotcha. So then you left. So it was another, like, kind of breakup between you two.
Right, exactly.
Uh-huh. And then thinking back, do you remember if there was anything obvious that would have you want to, in retrospect now, want you to escalate to crystal meth? Did you remember feeling like, oh no, I can't do this, or you got in a big fight, or you saw Walter maybe talking to another girl? Any like, I'm just wondering, and it might have been nothing, but it's interesting how then you escalated, because it's another form of sabotage. Did anything obvious happen looking back?
I think it was just all the years of built up, insecurity and not having like an outlet. Because at one time I was suicidal too. I was a cutter, and I had eventually stopped that. So there was nothing else for me to like let out my emotions. So it was just a lot of built up stuff. So once I found, crystal, it was something that I guess, it was an outlet for me in a way. So it's just a lot of built up stuff,
Yeah, no, I totally know. Because it's like, it's like when my sister died and I went and I hit rock bottom, like what had me finally go, okay, I'm out of here. I now have my method and I'm attempting. How did that happen? It wasn't just like, oh, out of the blue. It was the final, what I call nail in my own coffin. You see this? And the same exact dynamic happened. Like I'm going about my life, tragedy, crisis, hardship, but this was the final nail in the coffin, so to speak, or the straw that breaks the camel's back is a cliche, where when my sister's dead, then there's really no point to live.
Right.
So I get it. I'm saying that's probably the same thing that happened to you, it sounds like. Like enough is right? And then you went there. So then the crystal meth, and then what's your next wake up call?
The next wake up call is when one day I had asked my sister, can I take Carter to the park? And Carter is my daughter; she's 5. And at the time she was 4. So the park is right next, like, to my sister's house. It's really close. And I'm like, at this time I'm like trying to do good or whatever, be a good mom and everything like that. I was sober for like 2 days. So I'm thinking I'm on a good track and everything.
Yeah,
so,
better than nothing. Okay, good. Better than nothing.
So I asked her, can I take her to the park and everything like that? And she's like, yeah, of course. So I took her to the park, and everything was good. And I wound up just, again, I wanted to get high. So I called my homegirl, and I'm like, hey, can you bring your kids? Because I'm here with my daughter. And, let's do the damn thing. And she's like, all right. So she comes, and the kids are playing, and we wound up meeting our dealer there. And we spent the whole day at the park, like, really, like, just, how we would do it was we would alternate to the bathroom and go get high. So she'll watch the kids, I'll go to the bathroom, and then I'll do the same, when it's time for her to go get high. And that's what we did throughout the day, and the kids are, they're minding their business, they're playing and everything like that. And then when it came, like, dark, my sister was like, just call us and we'll come pick you guys up. And so instead of doing that, I'm like, oh, no, it's okay. My friend is here. She's going to drop us off, and everything like that. And I can just hear her on the phone. They're like, oh, okay, and right then and there, it's just like, oh, damn, maybe I should have, had them come pick me up. But
like, are you saying your sister knew something was up?
Right, exactly. And so I wound up dropping her off, and of course, Carter, at the time, she's like, why can't I stay with you? Like, like, she's really upset that I'm leaving her again, like, and she's wondering, like, where am I going? Like, and, because she didn't know, after I dropped her off, we were going to drop my friend's kid off too. So, she's thinking I'm going with the kids, and, she's not fully understanding. So she's really upset. And I guess it was hard for my sister to explain to her, like, why mommy can't stay. And it took a toll on her. So I guess that's what kind of was like, all right, well, if this is going to continue on, then, I don't think it's a good idea that you see Carter anymore until you get help. And she didn't say it right then and there, but eventually a conversation we had, she was just like, she said it, and I'm just like, oh, damn, like damn, like, I can't see my kid, like, even though I get high, I still want to see her, and, so,
accountability. That's tough love approach, your older sister, right? So she's caring for your daughter all through this thing. Thank goodness you another, blessing, right? She's taking care of her. So when you drop, so you drop her off, was it obvious that you were high? To your sister?
I think so, to them, yeah. And I'm like trying to play it all normal and cool, but I'm pretty sure my pupils are like big as ever.
Yeah.
You know,
and she already suspected
even
it.
Though,
yeah.
Even though I'm trying to hide it, she sees it. She's like, like, come on now.
I know, right? And then did Carter, was she like, no, I want to stay with mommy? Did she kind of like show any emotions about you leaving? Was she...
Yeah, she was upset. She was crying.
Yes.
She's like, I want to stay with you. Like, where are you going and everything like that. And it was hard for me to tell her, like, no, but I'll be back. And, I didn't know when I was going to be back, but, that's all I said was I'll be back.
Yes, and the reason I bring that up is because that's the impact that helped you wake up, is when you felt her going, no, mommy, don't leave me.
Right.
Right?
Like, it's heartbreaking to tell her no, like, no, you can't come with me.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so now, and this is not Walter's daughter. He's not the father of the...
No.
Okay, so we just want to... So here so then, of course, you get that then she's not going to go with Walter, so she has to be with your sister, and then... Right, so good. Wake up call number 2. Thank you. Cha-ching! Cha-ching! Right now I'm doing the panda. You don't know the panda. Oh,
the panda.
We made up the panda at dance class. Right? Okay, wake up call number 2. Okay, so then keep going. This is so awesome. Wake up calls are the only way to get there, to wake us up and go, okay, hell no. Hell no. Oh, I will cut you. If you keep cutting yourself off from greatness, from brilliance, from happiness, I will cut you.
Right?
Okay.
Right.
So then you're going along, and then...
Right.
All right, well, then what happens?
So, actually, it was like right after another, that morning I was at Walter's, and I'm telling Walter, like, I'm going to go, take Hart to the park and everything like that. And he's like, all right, cool. And I'm like, I'm going to be at my sister's. So I did that. He didn't know that I had called my homegirl and that I wound up chilling with my homegirl for the rest of the night. After we dropped her kids off, we go to the dealer's house, and, we're there getting high and everything like that. And I told him I was going to be back at his house at a certain time, and of course, I didn't. And I wound up coming back a lot later. But when I came back, I had told him, like, I was just at my sister's house, no big deal, And then eventually he found out the truth, and again, leaded to another argument and everything like that. And it was just like, you know what, like, I can't do this anymore with you. Like, you can't stay here anymore. I'm done with the lies. I'm done with all of this, drugs and everything like that. Like, I just had it, and you can't stay here no more. You have to go.
Oh.
And we can't be together.
Oh, snap. Snap.
Yeah, so it's just like, oh, fuck, like, really? So I had to go all the way back to California to stay with my mom, and it just kind of sucked because she kicked me out, and for me to have to ask to come back again, it was like, oh, like, God damn it. So, of course we had to talk, and I told her, like, if I'm able to come, I'll get a job. I won't be disrespectful anymore. I'll actually do it, and she's like, all right, well, I'm not playing. Like, as soon as I see, like, the first mess up, like, you have to go. And I'm like, all right. So she lets me come back, and I'm there for a few days, and I'm sober, stuck in my feelings and everything like that, and I'm just like, all right, forget it. Like, and that's when I started doing research on how to get into programs and everything like that. But before I did, of course, once I found my program and once I found, like, a date to go in and everything, I'm like, all right, right before I go, like, I had, like, I called up my friends, and I told them, like, I called up my one good friend, and I told her, like, I'm going to a program, and she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. And, of course, we throw, like, a rehab party type thing, and we get high again, loaded again. And the thing is, it's so funny. I was supposed to come to rehab on a Monday.
Yeah.
But I wound up getting so high, and I was up for days. I didn't get to rehab until Wednesday, so it was crazy. But eventually, I got up the courage, and I pushed myself, and I went. And it was funny too. Another thing that pushed me was like I was supposed to be there Monday, and I told my friend like, I wound up just like. Because I had been up for days, I wound up sleeping. And she's like laughing at me, like, "Girl, you ain't going to no program. Like, get out of here." And I'm like, "Okay, like, all right." So that was another thing that pushed me. Like, I'm gonna go. Like,
yeah, reverse psychology. That's called reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because she was saying, "You're not gonna go. Like, you don't have it in you," and you're like, "Oh, hell no."
Right.
No, she didn't. Okay, right? Wasn't that your attitude?
So I'm like, forget it. And I wound up getting up and going. And, the McDonald's, right? Or no, not the McDonald's, but the laundromat right next to the rehab?
Yes.
Okay, so as soon as I get off the train, I have my piece and everything, and I go to their bathroom, and I get loaded one good time. And I once I'm done, I wrap it up in tissue, and I throw my pipe away, and I go to the rehab.
Oh my God, that is like classic though. That is classic, right? I had the same experience. Of course, it wasn't the drugs, but here's the thing: I started taking these transformational seminars, and learning about myself after my suicide attempt. And you had John, I'm going to get to him in a minute, right? You had John, I had my Ramin. Like my friends say, Karen, he was the one that said, you got to do this. So that's a beautiful story. I'm going to share it because it's so beautiful. I had done a charity event, U.S. Marines Toys for Tots. I had been doing that for years to raise money toys for Tots. And I had planned this. I had already started my suicide, and I chose to starve myself to death. That's how I chose to die. Yeah, to stop eating. So I just stopped eating. And so I had lost a bunch of weight, and I was like this. I looked gaunt and skinny at the charity event. And then, I didn't tell one person. And then at the end of the event, I had planned it on a zero budget, zero money, because I had lost my will to work, no will to live. So why do I need to work? No will, I don't need money because I'm dying. I'm dead, right? So then I planned this charity event. I said, after this is it. Like, I'll just get through this. Like, I was like, get me through this charity event that I committed to. At the end of the evening, my friend, Ramin, he pulled me aside. He goes, Karen, he saw it in me. He saw that I was dead. Like, you can imagine me. Like, you would know. It's so obvious that I'm dead inside, like dead behind the eyes. And he pulls me aside and he says, Karen, look what you've done with this event. I can't believe it. And I was like, yeah, whatevs. I was like, yeah, okay. And then he goes, but you know what? I may not want to contribute to the world like you want to contribute to the world, but I want to contribute to you. And I want to pay for you to go to this seminar and this course, that helped me. Now, he wasn't suicidal, but that's what he offered because he had done it. In other words, he was offering me, guess what? Rehabilitation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I said, okay, and that was it. That was that spark of hope that I needed. He saw in me what I couldn't see in myself, and that gave me that glimmer of hope. And then I said, bam, okay, I graciously accept, although I had no idea what he was talking about. I just heard he sees me as contributing to the world, which is true. My highest, most conscious self knew at some level I was meant to be here for a reason. Do you see this?
Right.
And so that when he got me back in touch with that, that's what gave me that hope. But here's the thing. I did exactly what you did in my own way. I kept putting it off and putting it off. Putting it off until I went to this like love seminar. This woman talking about relationships and love. And I met this woman and we became friends. But then finally I kept complaining about my life, and then one day she just said, what are you fucking doing? Your life is fucked up. Just fucking go. Because she had also done these seminar courses, right? And I was like, that was it for me. Do you get that? Like I had to be miserable yet more time. Like the hit up in the bathroom that you did in the laundromat was my same thing of I had to suffer and be in pain more. You see this?
Right.
Until when she said that there was nothing I could say. And I did. And I haven't looked back since. Do you see this? Same phenomenon occurs. It's the hardest thing we'll ever do. Do you understand how courageous? It's like how much courage. It takes more courage for you and me to stay healthy and recover. You know, the term for you is recover. It takes more courage and indomitable will to do that than to not. Do you understand? It takes everything. And you got to constantly remind yourself of that. Like, I love that you went up and hit up one more time. I would have done the same thing if I were a drug addict. I probably would have done it 2 more times. I would have gone to the laundromat and the 99-cent store. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
okay. And I would. So you walked in to rehab, which you have to do high as a kite. Yep. Is that right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And a lot of the women do. You know that. But who cares? Who cares? You walk through the door and you're here today.
Right.
Beautiful. So these wake-up calls, can you see too? Are you seeing anything different or new for yourself as you're sharing this amazing, incredible, extraordinary story with us? Can you see anything? Like really awesome?
I see that I gave myself a fresh new beginning. It's something that I was desperately seeking, and I couldn't, I kept making excuses as to why I couldn't get at the beginning, but I see that now that I've definitely grown a lot, I've matured a lot, and I'm just very grateful for everything now. Like, I see a new beginning and a new path, and just everything just brand new, like a brand new baby, you know. I don't want to say reborn, but in a way, I kind of feel that way because I gave myself another chance, you know?
Yeah, and it's all you. The thing I love about the Teen Project is that you have to walk through the door. You have to walk through the door. Now, unfortunately, this is why my TV show pitch to the Discovery Channel didn't go through, is because they wanted to see all of you girls still drugged out, hitting rock bottom on the streets. And I'm like, no way. I'm not doing that show.
Right.
They wanted to be like another form of intervention. This particular, the Discovery Channel people, you know? But I just knew that wasn't the right thing. But I love that you have to walk through and say, all right, you know what? Enough is enough. And that's what I had to do. Enough is enough. Now, what gets us there? What do you think really got you there? You know, to finally do it.
I think it was just that feeling of being at rock bottom. Like, I felt like I was at rock bottom, and I didn't want to take the easy way out and, you know, kill myself, because I'm like, I'm over that now, you know, like I did that such long ago. I don't know, and I just felt like I said, I just felt like I was destined for something more, like something bigger, and I've always felt that way, even as a kid. Like, I always felt like I'm not meant to live a regular 9 to 5. Like, eventually, whatever I wind up doing in life, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find a way to do it, you know, and so that's basically what it is. Like, I was, you know, in my feelings, and I was just like, all right, like, this isn't, I had that, I guess, I forgot what they call it. It's like a glimpse of something, but I had that glimpse or whatever, and I was just like, yeah, like, this isn't meant for me. Like, there's something more out there, and I'm going to find out what it is, so I'm just going to get up and go.
Yeah, so that's what I believe. Because it racks my brain to think, how come I survived and my sister didn't? And how come I have worked and spoken with so many sexual abuse survivors that was way worse than what my sister went through. And I'm like, why is she dead? And they're actually more than alive, that they're doing some great things in the world, right? And it was because she had lost all hope. She didn't have that. That's what I believe. The very thing you spoke about is what I believe saved my own life. You get this?
Yeah.
And that's what I believe. It takes that, and then the other component is that we get to a point where we can't stand a second longer. Wouldn't you agree?
Right, exactly.
You're done. We can't stand a second longer, and we can get in touch with that little spark of hope and see our greatness. That's what you're really saying. that you knew you were destined for something greater because of your greatness within, which I believe every human being on the planet has. I don't care what you come from, where it's been, how bad it's been, how poor you are, what country you're living in. Every human being on the planet has their own greatness within, which took me training to get, because I thought all people were idiots since I was a kid. You know, right? So here it is. So you have that. And then Dr. Pat Allen, cognitive therapist, says we stay in it till we can't stand it a second longer. And I believe that to be true. That is a crisis that motivates us to change. And I say it's the crisis that it's almost necessary in the brain, in our experiences, that gives us those massive wake-up calls to choose to evolve, to choose to love ourselves deep within and transform. And I love that you said it's not a rebirth, it's a new birth. It's a newness. Right. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah.
You're so wise. You're so wise, Bianca Bunny. And you know, it's funny, in dance class I give all the girls nicknames, celebrity nicknames, so it helps me remember their names. It's my little trick that I do. So a lot of times I don't know your real names, but to me, you know, what nickname did I give you?
Beyonce.
Damn. Dun, 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 dun. And Cabbage Patch. Okay, butterfly, right? What are they doing? Oh, twerk. I can't twerk very well. Maybe because I have a flat pan ass. But anyway. Okay, Beyonce, right? Like, if we look at Beyonce, everyone has their flaws, everyone has their things. But to me, you have the brilliance of quote unquote Beyonce in the light, in the talent, in the giftedness. Do you see this?
Yeah.
And that's what she's known for. Also, she's known for girl power.
Right.
Isn't she? You know, like Queen Bee. I love that. Right? Like, don't mess with me. I don't care, Jay-Z. Okay, I rule the roost. And so that's the beauty of it. We stand until we can't stand a second longer, and connecting to that spark of hope and greatness. Because underneath it all, can you admit that, okay, I use the word greatness, people shy away from that, or brilliance, but looking backwards, can you put a word to that spark of something, that destined for greatness spark? Can you say what it is? In a word, like you're connected to your what?
Uniqueness?
What else? Uniqueness.
Self-worthy.
What about specialness? Do you think it was like a specialness? Yeah. Oh, hi. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm special.
Yes, you are, girl. You are special. The thing that I resonated to, you know, all the girls are different, and they're all beautiful in their own right over there at the team project. Mm-hmm. But there's one thing about you that stood out was your positive attitude. You're always smiling and laughing, and that's intoxicating. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That you were always, and you laughed at my jokes. I don't know if you were really laughing, but I was like,
no, I was really laughing.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm like, you laughed at my jokes, and when I was playful and playing around, you know, and but you were light and bright and cheery, and you had this specialness, this unique, for someone going through rehab in your story, right? It runs even deeper, which we'll get into in future podcasts, but for someone going through what you have been through, that we don't see that light very much in the recovery process, right? And there's several girls there that have it, that had that, like, there's just something about them where it was like, I don't know what words we'd use, but it was like special, like you were just like this beam of happy, giddy light, fun, you know, like, woo! And that is special. It's special in that it's not common, because my light, most people say, oh, Karen, you're such a brilliant light, you're larger than life on stage, which I get, but you know, when I was at my bottom, when I hit rock bottom, I was dead, dull, there was no light, it was over, like it was right, I was dark, right, I went dark, and I know you know that feeling. Right. So I'm just backing it up, girl. I'm just saying, oh, yeah, you are special. There was something special and unique. And I even had one of my psychiatrists, I mean, because I've been in therapy on and off my entire life. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. And I had my favorite psychiatrist, and I'm still in touch with her to this day. She said, I was walking out of the office one day and she goes, Karen, I just want you to know I've always seen something in you, like something special in you, right? Like that same thing. This is coming from a doctor, a medical doctor. And that, I will never forget that. And she meant something, people describe me as a gifted healer, but it was that keen intuition, like I had some special gift of some sort. Who cares what the gift is? It's that that she saw something special or gifted about me, right? Every word we want to use, and I'm saying that to you, right?
Oh,
yeah, that light beingness, I'm backing it up. But who cares what I think? I mean, it's nice, it's wonderful. You want to care about it, but not too much. In other words, you want to own that uniqueness, that specialness, right? You want to own that for yourself. Whether any of us think it or back you up on it. That's where it's the most powerful. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And so, okay. I know. Can you take that in?
Yeah.
Okay. You should be doing a happy dance right now. Or something I taught you in dance class. Right now. Go ahead. We'll wait.
I know.
No, just kidding. Okay. You're like, okay. So now, looking back... Right, wake-up calls, we're just going over this. The wake-up calls. Now, what words of advice or inspiration or anything you want to say to anyone who might be going through what you're going through or can relate to you and your story? Is there anything you'd like to share from your point of view?
I say if you're going to a program, for one, I just say don't just sit there and expect things to just happen. Like, you actually have to work a lot on yourself and to use that time wisely alone, because, you walk in alone, you walk out alone. So, definitely get used to being alone. There's nothing wrong with it. Once you get used to being alone, it's pretty addicting. It's another addiction, but it's a good addiction, I would say, because you get to learn a lot about yourself and everything like that, and self-love and self-worthy. You learn a lot of that, and just definitely use the tools that are taught to you and use them in everyday life, and just learn to be grateful for little things, and just you can never just stop working on yourself. It's always good to work on yourself and just to stay positive, and don't so much focus on the negative, because that's the easy thing to do. Of course it's easy to focus on the negative. Like, try to challenge yourself and focus on the positive, and every time you have a negative thought, replace it with 3 positive thoughts. Just little techniques like that, and just, I don't know, little self-love things. That's definitely what got me through it a lot, because I definitely didn't have that. So once I started being alone and working on myself, it definitely it kept me going and it kept me motivated. And definitely my daughter, because I wanted to see her again, and thank God that I have her full time now, and I didn't lose her to CPS or anything like that. So
yeah, which is child services is what you're talking about, right? You did not lose her. And she's probably, I would say, there are quite a few times that I did not kill myself sooner or attempt to, because I couldn't leave my horses.
Right.
Which I know I'm an animal person. I probably would love more. If I had a baby, I'd be like, the horse or the baby? The horse or the baby? The horse. Okay, so it's the same thing though. It's like my children, right? That was part of it. And you know what I want to say about that? In hearing your story, I want to share with you what you are teaching me right now, right? That I didn't really see so clearly. Do you want to hear it? Yeah. No, I know. I just want to make sure. So because this is more goodness and more compliments to you and kudos to you. is when we are self-sabotaging, when we are actually, through any addiction or domestic violence or, any type of disempowering experiences in our life, when we're going through that, underneath it is we don't deserve to be loved by people who really love us and see us. And so to my coaching, my advice, I highly, well, I'm going to say it boldly, frickin' see the people who are supporting you, see the people who are loving you, and the tough love. Bianca, what saved your life also is when your sister, one of your greatest fans, and your boyfriend, Walter, said, enough is enough. I'm not going to let you do this anymore, and kicked you out. That's what does it, and that's what stops people. Enablers. They're called enablers from a psychological standpoint. I call them disablers from a transformational, right? They're disabling. See, if Walter had allowed you to keep getting high and coming back home, he was disabling you. He was part of the problem. He was feeding into your addiction and keeping you down, which happens a lot, right? By him saying, no, enough is enough to himself, I'm not doing this with you anymore, he's really saying, I love myself more.
Right.
And that's where it goes really massively, awesomely, profoundly miraculous. Do you get this? And the same with your sister and your mother. It took 3 hugely influential people in your life to hold you accountable with the tough love.
Right.
Do you get this? So it goes both ways, but the thing is, I want to tell people listening is, yes, you can be all poor me, but then we also want to say, you know what? Recognize the people that are actually standing up for you and standing for your life, and actually deep down through that love you enough to have you wake up so that you can love yourself enough.
Right, exactly.
And that's what you had me see so clearly, is to recognize and not take for granted the people around us that are supporting us and loving us. I've pushed a lot of people away out of my own life, right? That love me. Like, almost like there were friends I had that would like always hug me when they saw me. And it was a genuine, like, they were very motherly, and they were very, my battery, hang on. They were very loving, right? And I remember saying to one, she's like an angel too. I said, don't hug me. In other words, I would sabotage it. I would push people away from loving me. Do you remember you doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, hold on, I'm just playing. So what would you want to say about that in your experience?
I guess my push away was basically I would like distance myself from people.
Yep.
Definitely a lot. And I wouldn't literally be like, oh no, don't hug me, but I'll be like, I'll do like a fake laugh and like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So we want to leave in a high positive note, right? And this is the best high ever. The best drug ever and the best high ever is owning our unconditional love, acceptance, and respect for ourselves and the little child within us, our own inner child. Do you get that?
Right.
That is the best drug ever. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But to recognize, right, that I love what you said, all the little things, you know, and I mean massive. Your advice is so profoundly wise that I'm just like blown away, right? And then I'm adding that along the road, when it feels really painful and difficult and almost like you seriously want to give up, is do a reality check, #reality check, and take note, right, of all the people that are saying, I love you. Because if they're saying it, then at some level, you must have some type of lovability within you for them to want to help you, stick around, and stand up for you with the tough love approach. It takes more energy to stand up to someone and hold them accountable than it does to just let them go. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes. You know, and let them do their life. It takes energy, and the statistics show this, like at the concentration camps, that the prisoners, right, actually said it was worse to be ignored than to be beaten. Because at least when they were beaten, can you believe that?
Right.
When you're beaten, that takes energy.
Right.
Ignoring someone takes the least amount of effort and energy, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So then that person who's being ignored, which was me, by the way, why I was so depressed and suicidal, I was virtually ignored by my parents. Like I wasn't even there. My mother forgot me. I was in the car coming back from a 4-H meeting with my horseback riding teacher. She looks back in the car. She's driving at night. I'm glaring out the window. She goes, "Oh, did we forget Karen?" She forgot I was in the car.
Oh, wow.
Right? This is the story of my life. She ignored me, and she blatantly says, "Karen, you always knew what you wanted, so I left you alone." Well, that's what almost killed me. They done the research with the monkeys, where they give the artificial mom like a little stump with carpet on it to the baby monkeys.
Right.
All those baby monkeys died. Okay?
Oh, wow.
Yes. So what we're saying is, the people that are hanging around and not giving up on us, then we have to at some level, right, believe that, maybe they're on to something. Maybe there's something in me that if they're going to keep hanging around and want me to have my life work and have me be happy, they must see something that I can't see in myself.
Right.
Right? Which is what I said earlier. That was my spark of hope and that spark of me going, okay, I'm going to try one last time.
Right.
Is understand that if you can't see it in yourself, there are people around you who can, and don't isolate, go toward them. Even if it's a fight, that would be better instead of isolating. Right. Yes, would you agree?
Yes.
Okay, that said, just a few more minutes. Whoop, whoop. Okay, you got so you are a success through and through. Let me recap it. You're pregnant with your second baby. The baby's due in August. A little girl. Okay? I know you're in Texas, so I'm like, I want to see the baby.
I know.
But I want to, hold her and, smell her head, like we all do. And then...
I know, newborn babies smell so good.
I know. Especially, wait, is Walter black? Or what?
Yes.
Okay, so the baby's going to be, black or dark skin, which are even cuter to me. I'm sorry. I always wanted,
Well, I think it's going to be light skin because he's black and Mexican and I'm black and Cuban.
Oh! I'm like... I I always wanted little, remember Buckwheat from the Little Rascals? Do you remember?
Yeah.
I always wanted him. I named my one black car, my Nissan Sentra, way back. I named it Buckwheat. I named it Buckwheat because I name all my cars, right? And I'm like, and then I drive through the valet parker and be like, okay, this is Buckwheat, and you better take care of him. And they'd laugh. They would always make them laugh. But anyway, it's a compliment because I'm obviously not racist, but the little black babies are the most beautiful, or dark skin, right? Because they don't have that pinkness, that see-through, transparent white skin. And so they're so beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so now, ta-da! You are happy and you have your own YouTube channel, you told me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm becoming a little makeup guru, as you call it.
Yep. A makeup guru.
I started that. I started that. I'm pretty proud. I was going to do a look today because I haven't posted a video in 3 weeks or so, and it's bad. So I'm definitely trying to stay consistent with it so it can be successful and everything like that. But it is something, my current project that I'm working on. And it keeps me out of trouble and keeps my mind positive in a good, sane way. So.
Yes, but it's something that you love, right? You love makeup, and you're really good at putting makeup on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you can teach us because I'm really bad at makeup, and I don't really need that much of it. So not that you do, but I'm just saying, so I go out with most of the time unless I'm doing it at an event or I'm doing any video or something. That's why I wear makeup. But because I don't put it on every day and I don't know all the tricks because I'm not looking at it, it takes me forever, number one, and I'm probably missing out on some really awesome technique that's going to make me look even more fabulous. And I know I am. I've seen the contouring thing. I'm in love with contouring.
Oh, yeah.
Contour. That is my most favorite thing ever. I just remembered my deceased sister taught me some contour moves that I never knew. So I think it's awesome. So what's it called? YouTube. How do we find you?
My name on there is Conversation Peace.
Conversation Peace. And I had, so I already subscribed to your channel. But yes, which is so awesome. And then I love seeing Carter. I'm like, put her in the videos. Oh, yeah. I should have made that a comment. Put that in the videos. I will. When she comes up to you and you're just like doing your makeup thing, right?
Yeah.
She's so adorable. So adorable.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
So, but I had trouble finding it. So, because it had like conversation piece, the movie conversation piece, the documentary, like conversation piece, the hit song or something. So, is there a way to make it easy? Is there something else linked to it? Because I had, you had trouble finding mine, my other one, remember?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm not exactly sure. See, maybe if you type in, like, conversation piece makeup,
there it is.
There
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure that you add that in then. Yeah, conversation piece makeup. Conversation piece makeup. And we get to see your beautiful, light, bright brilliance in the videos. But here's the point, is that you're now a stay-at-home mom with an amazing man, and you have time on your hands, right? And you know what? You do and you don't. But the point is you make time. You make time to be fully self-expressed and creative and share it with all of us. That's the beauty, is now you're sharing your specialness and your uniqueness with us.
Right.
And it's something that you love and you're passionate about, right? Correct?
Right. Right.
Yeah. And I want to help you promote your specialness and showing us, the makeup techniques, which I love. Like, I know I don't wear a lot of makeup. I have so much makeup. I have that, like, 3-tier little lavender box of makeup.
Really? Oh, my God.
I know. You never know, right? Because I don't wear it. But when I, of course, when I get dressed up and put the makeup on, it's like, whoa, everyone always thinks I'm Lucy Liu on the street. Actually,
you do like Lucy Liu. One thing, too, is you always had your nails done.
Oh!
Like, you always have your nails done.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Uh-huh. Oh, I know. Yes, I always have my nails done. Sometimes they've been so super long. It's been crazy.
I know, but they're so pretty.
Oh, thank you, darling. Yeah, I am through and through, little miss. All my shoes are like 5-inch stiletto heels. Like, people don't know this about me, especially in the hip-hop videos. I always wear my athletic baggy clothes, and I do that because, number one, it's easy to dance in. And I also want to share why I do that, because I feel it's important. I do believe underneath it all, any type of drug addiction, alcoholism, serious substance abuse, underneath it, more times, almost 100% of users have some sexual abuse underneath it all, which was the case of my sister. And the research shows this, and there's a direct correlation. So I can play the sex card easily. Wouldn't that be obvious?
Right.
But it'd be so obvious. It'd be like, oh, there's another chick pulling the sex card. And I want to respect that. There's no need to pull that card. And I love my baggy clothes because it's that part of me, that hip-hop. Because I love seeing all the men. I love to be sexy, so I can do that. But I love this other part. And yes, I always have my nails done, but I have nothing to prove at this point in my life. That's the whole point. I have nothing to prove. Here I am. I'm going to dress how I want to dress. Plus, it's easy. I don't even do laundry. I hire someone to do my laundry. So you're going to get what you get. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm just going to grab the comfortable clothes and head out. I don't have time for makeup. And so there is a reason why I like to dress athletically, because it's something I'm proud of, is my athleticism. Right? The sexy's easy. But the only one who gets this sexy really is my man. My man. Okay, behind closed doors. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you know what? Chris Brown, so I want to make sure it's clear. I love him. My CB Bear. I am in love with him. Now, if like as a teenager, he's like my dream, but not the Chris Brown we know today. It is the Chris Brown of early on when his career started. But I need everyone to know the reason why I joke about him is because my heart goes out to him, because I see a lot of myself in him, and that he has so many of these gifts. Like my mom early on knew that at some level I'm psychic or intuitive, which a lot of people don't know. And so, but no one ever told me, so I thought I was different and there was something seriously wrong with me. Okay? That's a gift. People call it a gift, whatever. he's a prodigy. His gift is his voice and his dancing abilities. That's why I'm like, oh my God, I love you. But he also came from abuse. He came from a dynamic of abuse in the family. He would be sleeping, listening to his stepfather beat up his mother. He has his own sexual abuse in the background. He lost his virginity at 8. He says he did that on purpose. No, sorry, not buying it. And so do you understand, at some level, I believe, and I've done some research, that he was sexually abused by a woman much older than him. Yeah. Now, he has his problems. Now, I'm not advocating domestic violence, the whole Rihanna thing. But the reason I love him is because I can see his gifts, and I want to help him. I don't want to rescue or save him now, because I've learned that doesn't work. But I love him so much because I see him killing himself slowly, like my sister did. And if I could get to him, which is why I'm saying this, and if he were ever open to truly healing and healing all the childhood stuff that I specialize in my work, that over and over profoundly helps people, then I would want to do that for him. Now, he's my teenage crush. Is he really the man I'm meant to be with? No, that's somebody else very special. But I won't disclose. That's only for my closest people to share with me, because I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to, like, have you know that I have a boyfriend. Like, I'm not talking to you, Bianca, but I'm talking to everybody else. Again, this is whole, because in my work, I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to prove anymore, because it was killing me. That was a thing of me needing to prove myself that almost killed me. I'm done with it, right? Over it. And so, so many things I want to talk about, because I find it very important, so when we joke about Chris Brown and everyone knows he's my man, and then what will happen? What will happen if you go near my CB Bear right now? What would I do?
Will cut you.
I will bonquiqui your ass, okay? I will whip my nails. I will scratch your eyes out and cut you, okay? If you go near my CB Bear. But I'm in love with his voice. I'm more in love with his dancing. That's what I'm really in love with. And at some level, I'm manifesting. You're my witness, girl. You're my witness, Beyonce, okay? That I'm going to get to him if he's wanting to really work on himself. You get this? And then I want him to help me with my nonprofit dance studio to continue empowering addicts, through dance. So that's what I see, right? And if you're going to call out magic and you want magic to happen, say it out loud, even if people think I'm crazy. Go ahead, think I'm cray-cray. But you know what? We'll see. Because I have created some really magical things. And that's the truth about my Chris Brown. But, I'm in love with his talent, and he's a prodigy. He's so gifted, so special. But my heart also connects to his pain. That's what does it for me. Truth be told, he is my type. Let's just say, okay? I dated many musicians in my day, but, the reality is I'm more interested in being allies with him. And I will tell him up front, I have the biggest crush on you, but it's, sorry, not really going to happen, but it's tempting, I tell you. It's tempting, Okay, so that clears the air about my CB Bear, my Chris Brown, because some of the girls are like, no, I hate Chris Brown because he beat up Rihanna, and that's true, and I'm not justifying that, but I say I feel I know why he did that, and I feel also that pattern can be stopped based on my technology, what I do for people, the subconscious, unconscious mind reprogramming, and addictions. I have case studies to support that, right? And so that's why I put it out there. So thank you for listening. Okay, this is, I just love you. You are so beyond magnificent. Okay?
Oh, I love you too.
Oh my God. And we so miss you in dance class. And I was just watching a video of us. I'm like, damn, she, and that's the thing is you went, remember that? Okay, do you remember those times we danced for like how many, like 2 hours straight? And then you always won Survivor Dancer. Survivor. Didn't you? That's you. See?
Yes.
You kept going, and because I could dance forever, right? And the girls were like, I'm exhausted. It would always be because I'd always keep going until the time was up. And then that would be like 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. And there you were. And then you never complained. You never complained. You never gave me attitude. Okay, this is what you never gave me attitude. And that's a gift right there. That's a gift, isn't it? You never ever said, oh no, I want to quit. You never ever did that. You kept going. And I know this, that persistence and perseverance is going, I want you to get that you will succeed at anything you set your mind to. And we already know the proof is in the pudding. You're willing to do the work and you're willing to endure and persevere through the difficult, challenging times because you've proven that to us over and over and over again. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So is your head getting so big that you can't walk through the door? And then if you did, you rip your ears off because you're so magnificent?
It's getting big. I can't keep it up.
Okay. So I've thank you for your time and thank you for your courage and thank you for your inspiration to me. And then I guess I'm going to have to send this to Chris Brown. And if you know anyone, if you know anyone who knows someone, let me know. Okay? Let me know. Okay. Last final words of wisdom from you.
Let's see. The cornier it sounds, the truer it is. I learned that.
Oh my God. Okay, so give me your best, corniest thing. Your best, corniest truth. I love that. God, you say such great stuff. Okay, go.
I guess the self-love thing, you know, you hear it a lot from a lot of different people, and it's really true. It might sound corny or whatever, but it's really true. Once you get that self-love in you can do anything. Anything is possible, you know? And it's it's how you feel about yourself and the inside and how much confidence you have and everything like that. It's really important to have in order to, you know, stay happy and keep a positive life. And laws of attraction, I believe, is definitely true, too. If you think it and you speak it into the universe, it'll come back to you. You know, you just have to have space and definitely keep a higher power, whatever your higher power is. You definitely have to, you know, keep that number one, because that'll definitely help you get through the hard times and everything like that. It definitely got me through my hard times, you know, so it's have faith, self-love, and just stay positive, you know, just be happy for the little things. You know, even that's corny too, but it's very true. You got to be grateful, and you know, you can't take things for granted because you never know when's your last day. You know, so it's all about that.
It totally is. Amen to that. And I'm gonna borrow the corny thing. I think that is so freaking genius right there. Because I'm thinking you're right. Self-love sounds so. It's not even that it sounds corny. It's stupid. It is so stupid. Like, a lot of times I'm coaching clients, and I'm like, I cannot believe I have to explain to you how your brain has been fucking you over and instilling the mind fuck over and over again. I can't believe this is my job. Because they're like, whoa, I never saw that. Oh, my God. You know, like, oh, no wonder my whole life has been crappy. You know, or no wonder, you know, I'm married 8 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, they take responsibility for it because a common denominator is them. Like this whole, you're so right on there. And oh my God, I'm in awe. Like, I'm just like, whoa. Okay, so may I borrow that corny thing? I've never really heard that. Make that into a meme to promote your YouTube channel, by the way, right? The cornier it sounds, the truer it is. Is that what you said? Say it again. Say it your way.
The cornier it sounds, the truer it is.
Okay, that is okay. I got that right. Okay, so on that note, everybody, thank you so much for listening. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions or anything about Freehab or addiction recovery, please contact me. Email me, KarenLovely@gmail.com. You can find me. You can Google me. I'll show up, Karen Lovely, and contact me. And Bianca, thank you on behalf of humanity for being such an angel and a brilliant, profound light on this earth. I can't tell you how much this means to me.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. And I will talk to you again. Big hug. You are beyond radically extraordinary, and I just love you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love you too.
Okay. And you'll come back and join us again, yes?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Anytime you want.
All right. Yay. Okay. Thank you. Everyone tune into her YouTube channel. Support that. 2 videos now. She's about to work on another one. But that's what it starts with. One, then another, then another, then another. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Okay? Is just get up there. At least you have even a YouTube channel. How many people have said, I want a YouTube channel, but they don't do anything? You're doing it, girl. You're doing it. Okay? Conversation, peace, makeup. Google it. YouTube. You know, and let's support Bianca and her endeavors and keep going, because that's what it's about, right? Is supporting each other. So on that note, yes, until next time, we love you all. Thank you for listening. Ciao, ciao, pow, pow. Oh, hashtag dance for no reason. Hip hop for no reason. Get out there, dance.